Hi there, welcome to my channel. Well, here's an update on my portfolio at $209,250.40. And so last week I was fully in cash. All I owned was basically SGov while I was trying to figure out what ETFs to buy. And so I decided on these 6 ETFs. So the first one there is T-SPY, KQQQ, QQQI, QDevo. I also bought Maggie today and XPAY. So those are the ETFs I went with. And in my previous video, I explained why I went with those ETFs because they track the S&P 500. And now I was looking for one ETF that paid like a high dividend, but also just not an ETF that just eroded like other ETFs. Well, I chose MAGY. So if we look at that over here, the Round Hill Magnificent 7 ETF. Don't know why that popped up. And so I bought in for $54.33 today. I only bought how many shares did I buy? I don't even know. Let's see. Uh, I've never done this here on my computer, so I don't even know how many shares I own, guys. I'm lost. I'm lost here. It may be somewhere on this side. Um, um, let's see. Where does it say it? Where does it say how many shares I own? There's the value, your market value. It's a little bit over $2,000 right now, and total return currently at this very moment is $13.62. But where does it say how many shares I bought or how many shares I own? Here we go. No, that's not it. That's number of holdings. Well, I guess I don't really know what I'm doing here. I'm trying to figure this out here. I should have probably figured this out before I started making this video. Let's see here. Yeah, I can't tell. I can't tell where it says how many shares I own. Hmm. Maybe one of you guys can explain it to me because I certainly having trouble here because I usually do this on my phone and I'm always trading. I'm always looking at it on my phone. So I bought this today on my phone, and so yeah, I don't know where it is. So well, let's go back to investing over here. Maybe on this page it'll tell me how many shares I own. I don't care about these mistakes. I'm gonna post this video. I don't care. I don't care. But here I think it'll tell me. Yeah, in this lineup here, it says I owned uh 36 shares. So I own 36 shares currently, a little bit over $2,000. I bought $2,000 worth today at I think a fairly good price, and it has bumped up. So hopefully it's a good buy now. As I was mentioning before, I was looking for an ETF that doesn't just erode in value, but that pays a big dividend. Because all the ones that I currently own, they just don't pay a large enough dividend. Um, um, T-SPY and SPY-I, QQQI, QDevo, all those are good ETFs, but they just don't pay enough. And so I need to get paid more. So I was thinking I'll look for one really high paying ETF. Went with MAGY. I'm also considering XPAY as another one. So what I'm thinking of doing is probably owning only about 5% in MAGY or Maggie and 5% in XPAY to boost up my monthly income here. And I've updated my dividend tracker. So if we go here, here's my dividend tracker. So here it says that I have about $215,000, okay, invested. So I am using a little bit of margin currently. And here it tells me how much I should make on an annual basis and how much I should make on a monthly basis. So currently, as it says here, I should be making about $2,384 on a monthly basis. Whereas previously, with all those other ETFs, like with WPay, it was up like to double this amount. But man, WPay just kept going down. Maybe now would be a good time to buy WPay. I don't know. This is just my opinion. But let's go back to my portfolio. Why don't we take a look at WPay? Let's see how that's doing. WPay. Let's see how it's doing. So, it's gone up a little bit today. $46.66, up a little bit over 2% currently. But if we look at let me move myself over here. If we look at the 3 months, yeah, it's uh, it's down quite a bit. Um, it's down quite a bit. So started off at $50, topped out at $56, and now it's at well, it isn't. Man, I seem to be making all kinds of mistakes today. All kinds of mistakes today. Okay, there it is. That is the current price right now, $46.68. And so, I mean, it is kind of bouncing back from this low right here, but I don't know. If we compare this with the S&P 500, the S&P 500 is headed back towards its all-time high. So, why don't we take a look at the S&P 500 real quick? SPY. And here it is. Okay. If we look at the 3 month, just like WPay, we looked at 3 month. So yeah, the S&P 500 is headed right back to its previous all-time high, and currently the price is at 680. So 687 was the previous all-time high in October. And as I showed you in my previous video in this um, advanced charting, I don't even know if I should open this up. I don't know if it's going to take a bunch of time to open up. Well, let's try it. Let's hit the button and see what happens here. There it is. It opened up faster than on my phone. Okay, and so we have this blue line here, which I believe is well, to be honest with you, I don't really even know what that line is here. I know what it is on my phone, but I don't know if it's the same. Okay, over here, I guess it's the 10-day moving average, and the other line, the red line right there, is I guess volume. It says the volume, but on my phone I have the 50-day moving average, the 100-day moving average, and the 200-day moving average. And so, when I did the video on my phone, um, I explained that the S&P 500 hit the 100-day moving average and bounced back up, and then crossed above the 50-day moving average. Maybe the sign of that things are going to start turning around. And so I wasn't able to buy in at the bottom of the market. I was able to buy in, not at the top, which is great. I wish I would have bought in at the bottom, but as I mentioned before, timing the market is very difficult. But I don't think it's like unimportant. You should time the market especially if you're in cash. If you got a bunch of cash sitting on the sidelines, you may want to, try to make your best efforts at getting it at the bottom. But well, I wasn't able to. And so yeah, this is an update on my portfolio. I just I just wanted to show you this website here, stock analysis. Okay, and this is where I've been looking at different ETFs that I would like to buy. So I'm doing a comparison of XPAY versus MAGY, MAGY. Some people call it MAGY, and SPY. So since MAGY, MAGY has only been around for about the past 6 months. This is 6 months of charting, or the line chart. And so MAGY is that like orange kind of looking line, while XPAY is the light blue line, and the S&P 500 is the dark blue line. And so, yeah, these two ETFs look like they pretty much track the S&P 500. So I'm probably going to be adding some XPAY. I'm probably going to be adding some MAGY to my, well, I already added MAGY, right? You guys saw that. What am I talking about? I already added it. It's already in here. Man, I don't care. I'm going to post this video, dude. Even though I'm making a bunch of mistakes. Okay, if we go back to here, to the investing here, and we'll move myself over here. Well, you guys already saw it, right? You guys already saw that I bought today MAGY right here. Okay, so hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. You guys have a good one. God bless. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye.